When it comes to chronic pain, there are many things we can do to try and alleviate it, um, whether that's through physiotherapy, chiropractor, massage therapy, anything that falls within the rehab spectrum. But there are also things that we do that tend to make things a bit worse or not help us at all. So today I just want to talk about a really common pain pitfall that I experience with my clients in my clinic and just through observation. So, just to sum up a couple of points that I made in my other videos, pain is it's an experience. It's not just a sensation, and it's influenced largely by our psychology experiences, expectations, and a lot of neuroscience. So we talked about nociceptors before. So the danger signaling neurotransmitters in the body. They can make us way more sensitive to pain and movement than we should be, even if there's no tissue damage at all. So in saying that, our nervous system can become sensitive to pain without tissue damage. Basically, when that happens, we've trained our nervous system to be very, very sensitive. We can fix pain by changing the way we do things in the short term. So what we do is we end up callousing our nervous system or making it more resilient and robust to the sensation of pain. And we'll go over what we can change over the next couple of slides and a few things that we can't. So as far as things that we can't control, we'll put those in our external locus of control. These would be things that we have no ability to control or change or alter. So accidents that happen. So people who have been in car accidents, we can't really avoid that. I mean, if you're driving on the highway and you're able to avoid it, awesome. But sometimes these things happen. The weather, we can't control the weather, and we definitely can't control other people. Now, if we switch over to our internal locus of control, these are things within our ability to change and regulate. These can influence our pain in major ways. And just to name a few, it would be movement quality or quantity, load management, stress, sleep, anxiety, depression, physical illness, and nutrition. There are rehab professionals that can deal with any one of those, and you can also do your own research, read, become more educated in the topics. And there are certain steps that we can take to at least change or regulate all of those symptoms. We may not be able to eliminate them completely, but we can definitely change them and regulate them and make them better for each individual person. Now, in mentioning both things in the external and internal locus of control, these are just examples. There are many more things in each category, but it's just you have to realize that there are things we cannot control and there are things we can control. And after saying all this, I'm just going to give a little visual on how these can affect our pain threshold and how flare-ups occur. Here's a fun little visual that I'm going to use to show how your pain threshold can become related to your internal and external locus of control. So if we think of this jug as our pain threshold and the liquid inside as the variables that add up over time, and if the liquid reaches the top and starts to overflow, then we've reached our pain threshold and we're starting to experience a flare-up, which is something that we see in people with chronic pain. So already there's liquid inside. That's representative of the external locus of control. It's always there. There's nothing we can do to address those things. They may be more or less on certain days, but it's always there. But we'll start to add in other things, such as our internal locus of control. So whether that's movement quality or movement quantity or load management or even stress, sleep, nutrition, these are all things that we can control. If we don't keep those under control, you can see that it starts to add up pretty quickly until eventually we start to reach the tipping point and the jug starts to overflow. This is basically when a flare-up occurs. So what we have to do to limit pain is we have to mitigate the amount of fluid that we're adding to the fluid that's already in our jug. We can do that, or we can train ourselves to have a bigger jug. And we do that through slow, progressive graded movements and, you know, managing our pain symptoms and making sure we're not being too sensitive to certain movements. So to sum up, the biggest common pitfall that I see for people who are in chronic pain is focusing way too heavily on things outside of your locus of control. So immediate assessment of pain and other factors that are outside of our realm to change and modulate. So to really avoid that, you have to try and start controlling the myriad of factors within our ability. So let's say you're thinking about how it's going to be cold outside, like you're in chronic pain. You don't want to go to work because working kind of hurts and all this kind of stuff. Well, we can't change the weather. You're in pain. That's just the fact right now. And you have to go to work to make money. So instead of focusing on that, let's focus on some other stuff. Maybe you can get better sleep quality. Like focus on going to bed earlier so you can get up and be more well rested, more recovered. You can maybe join a fitness class to get your movement quality and quantity up and increase your activity level to create that bigger jug that we talked about. You can talk to somebody about your anxiety, about pain, and if you have depression. And you can also get your nutrition on track. There are tons of books on that as well, or you can go see a nutritionist. There are many, many venues that people can take to help eliminate a lot of those factors or at least change them. But all in all, make sure that you're not focusing too heavily on things outside of your control and really try to take hold of things that you can control. And I promise you'll be better in the long run for it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope it was helpful.